There's a golden heart in heaven, I know. There's a golden heart in heaven, I know. And I don't want it to leave me behind. Terry is coming with me. Terry is coming with me. Terry is coming, and I don't want it to leave me behind. Terry is coming with me. Terry is coming with me. Terry is coming, and I don't want it to leave me behind.
Thank you, Anton, for that great piano playing. Can we all stand, please, for our opening song here, All Friends Here.
We are all friends. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door.
Join us online.
We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. We are all friends. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. We are all friends. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. And hold you in our hearts the way you are. And hold you in our hearts the way you are.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And Happy New Year. I think we must have had a bunch of people celebrating big time because look, I thought we'd be full for Burning Bull, for heaven's sakes. So, let us do our congregational blessing together, blessing each person who came today and those who are joining us from afar. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you for being here. So this morning, on this first Sunday of New Year, it's our Burning Bowl Day, and you notice that each of you have a little booklet on your chair. You are welcome to take those booklets home. The reason they're on your chair is when it comes time to writing our little flash paper slip, you're going to need something solid to write on. So we gave you a little writing tablet. So anyway, do feel free to take them home, and if you see somebody that has a better book than you do, either ask if they'd like to trade or let me know, because I have many, many of each variety. So anyway, we are so glad you're here. Welcome, and I know that you're going to enjoy our Burning Bowl ceremony this morning. Oh, let us start with prayer. Let's settle ourselves in. Calming down, just going in deep and finding that place of rest and peace. That place that we may not have accessed quite as frequently during the busy month of December. The beautiful month of December, where we celebrated Advent and Christmas Sunday, where we celebrated New Year's. All times that we could use for our spiritual growth. And this morning, continuing that path as we let go which no longer serves, so that we are ready to claim the new. For each person that chose to come this morning, either from afar or in our sanctuary, my heart is filled with love. We are each other's support, and that is what we are here for, to love, to support, and to cherish. And so with great affection and appreciation in my heart, I say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen.
And now, almost now, soon to be now. Now we get to light our Christ candle. So can I ask Laura to come forward and light that candle for us? And as she lights the candle, let's say the blessing together. We light this candle to remind us that the light of Christ lives in each one of us. I am the light of Christ. And now, rather than saying the Lord's Prayer, I'm going to invite Laura and Anton to sing for us.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever.
Laura, can I ask you to stay up and sing our joy song?
Yeah. Okay. And maybe you would all stand up with me and take your fingers. You know, this place out for our brother Paul. I am free, I am amazed. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am amazed. Right now, time for our one and only daily word out.
Al's had a little struggle with the green light. Well, good morning to all, and especially those of you joining us from afar. We hope you will participate in our daily word because you are with us. Today's thought is about clarity, and not a better time to start with clarity in our new year and new beginnings. So it's kind of an exciting time for all of us, despite the challenges that we may be facing, is to really get some clarity about the spiritual dimension that is ours to receive and be in 2022. The theme today is, or thought today is, time spent communing with God gives me clarity. Join with me, please. Time spent communing with God gives me clarity. When I gaze toward the heavens on a moonlit night, I expect to see twinkling stars and constellations. But if I use a telescope, I can see details with much greater clarity. This example could describe my spiritual life as well. I may go about my day mindful of my blissful feelings and kinship with all the people. These things and more are the fruits of my faith. But I find clarity during times of intentional contemplation. When I meditate upon the truth, I feel the presence of God fill my consciousness and touch my heart. This clarity informs my thoughts, words, and actions, bringing my faith to vivid life. These words and thoughts were inspired by 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 12. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part. Then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known.
Thank you, Al. So I believe it's time for a little meditation music, and you can just breathe into this or gently sing along if you
I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. Oh, Divine Spirit, as we prepare ourselves for meditation, we have opened our hearts. We have opened our minds. And we have prepared to go within, to rest with the indwelling Spirit. We are so blessed to be here today. in one ship, in wonderment, in the oneness of faith and spirit. We hold that for ourselves as we go within and find clarity to commune with the indwelling Spirit, to take stock in what is ours to do and what is ours to give up. As we prepare for the burning bowl, we think about those things within ourselves that are no longer needed, that we can let go of, bless with fire, and let go of. So as we go into meditation, let us rest in the silence of knowing the clarity of what is ours to let go of. As we return to this time in this place, we give thanks for the clarity of mind, the openness of heart. And we know that this is founded in love and prosperity and harmony and joy. All those feelings, all those emotions, all of those divine powers of spirit. We open ourselves and we send that love out to others. So now is the time to bring forth their names into the sanctuary of love. The names you hold close of family and friends that you would like to send this love to together. We know that this love is rooted within ourselves. So let's bring our name to this holy gathering of spirit. Together. These names are enfolded in divine love, including all of the names that you will think of later in the day. They are enfolded with the prayers in our prayer box, the prayers in silent unity, and they have gone forth into divine spirit. Thy will be done. And we give thanks. And so it is. And now, one of my favorite songs, I Release and I Let Go.
And off screen, for those of you who are out there, we have Anton on harmonica. was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit of my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I'll release and I'll let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
That was terrific, wasn't it? And Anton and Laura both know how much I like the sort of bluesy sound, the sort of rocking sound. So thank you, thank you.
It sets us all free, Carolyn.
I'll tell you, two of my absolute favorite songs this morning. I release and I let go, and I am free, I am unlimited. Usually I am free, I am unlimited. Brings some tears. I love that song, and it's particularly sweet for us because our Alice Scarborough, wrote the last two verses, just created them. So we are blessed, aren't we? So, here we are, Happy New Year, the first Sunday of 2022, and we are together in sacred community, filled with dreams and desires, hoped for and not yet seen. I really like the quote that I included in our e-note in the last email. It was by Hal Borland. He's an author and a naturalist and a journalist. And he says that the end of the year is neither an end nor a beginning, but a going on. And I really liked that because it does talk about process, doesn't it? That life is a process. Culturally, we look at January 31st and we say, well, this is the end of last year. I sure hope next year isn't the same. Or, oh, how could next year nearly be as wonderful as last year was? And then New Year's Day comes and we say, oh, phew, a brand new baby year. I get to start again. And we do that. It's a cultural thing to end the year with celebration or remorse and to begin the new year with celebration. But really, it's just one day after the next, isn't it? And we're just moving ahead, moving ahead. I watched the Rose Parade yesterday, and there was one float that I really liked the theme of, or the title of. It was the Donate Life float. And their title was The Courage to Hope. And I love that, the courage to hope, Because when we have completed 2 years, like the past 2 years have been, where things have seemed to fall apart, I know lots of people who have been discouraged, and their power of hope has sort of waned, that extremely vibrant power that we have of faith and of hope and knowing about the coming of things hoped for, desired, and not yet seen. And yet, often, it is only when things seemingly fall apart, either societally or personally, that we have the courage to start again. And I think that's where we are now, many of us in our personal lives and certainly in our society. I heard on an NPR broadcast yesterday that things in our society right now are set for the perfect storm. And those of you who saw the movie, The Perfect Storm, it was pretty major. And I heard that what he was saying in that is that things may fall apart a little more, but in a perfect storm, there's always an end, isn't there? And there's a calmness. Have you ever noticed that after a major storm, that it's just calm? And in your own life, in my own life, when we have gone through trauma, when we've had some difficulties, that we work through it, and then there's this sense of calm, where we breathe, and where we know without doubt that all truly is well. Today is our day of letting go. It's a day of transformation, where we let go to the universe all that has kept us from becoming all that we can be, where what we're letting go of is transmuted, and it comes back in a way to assist us in the next steps on our spiritual path. And our spiritual path is always leading us to expressing more of who we were created to be, that Christ light. Think for a minute and consider when you have the courage to go through your clothes closet or to open up your kitchen cupboards and to look through and to recognize the numbers of things that you don't use anymore, that you don't wear anymore, and yet the courage that it takes to give them away. The courage it takes to say, this is precious to me and has been precious, but it's really not mine anymore because I don't use it. And we breathe deep, and we wrap it up, and we give it to the Salvation Army, or to Goodwill, or to another organization, or we give it to a friend. It was really interesting. I did that this week, and I don't even remember what it was, but it was something that I really liked. And I wore it sometimes, and not all the time. And one of my friends said, oh, I really love that. And I just said, okay, it's yours. And it felt wonderful. I mean, think when you do a cleaning out, how it's almost like, oh yeah, I can take a deep breath. I feel freer. There is something about letting go that is extremely powerful, even when the process itself may hold some pain. Often what we are not willing to quite let go of yet is something that gives us a sense of security, or it's something that we've treasured, and we sort of identify ourselves with it. And yet that really isn't our identity at all, is it? Our identity comes from in here and in here and in here. It's that Christ that lives within us. And when we begin to disperse that which no longer serves us, we are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We don't have to worry and say, oh, if my great-grandmother's bowl broke. We're free. We don't even have to think of that. Or, oh, if I could only stop worrying about my health. Well, we stop worrying and we're free. It is a courageous act to let go. Our burning bowl ceremony this morning is also a cleaning out. It's a cleaning out of the cupboard and the closet of our mind. It's a cleaning out of that monkey chatter that goes around that keeps us from being in the presence, keeps us from experiencing the present moment regardless of what it may be. Have you ever noticed that you've been in a time that may be challenging for you, and you think about it and you worry about it and you obsess and you try to plan, and then all of a sudden you stop and you watch a beautiful sunset, or you see a rose blooming, or you have an interaction with a friend or a loved one, and all the rest of it's gone, isn't it? We are in presence at that time. And when we are in the present, there is nothing to worry about. Our worry is future and past thinking. So as we think about our ceremony this morning, I hope that you did, like I did this last week, really took some time to consider, what is it that I would like to let go of? Maybe it's fear. That's what I used my example of in my talk this morning, because many people are sort of consumed with fear this morning. And so you thought, okay, I'm going to let go of fear. And then you think about it a little bit further and you think, well, I can let go of most of my fear, but I can't let go of this little part of it because it's too important to me. What would happen if I let go of this little part? And I think it's very strange that somehow or another, these little bits of fear that we don't want to let go of gives us a sense of security. Because there's no security in fear. But when we're a little bit afraid, sometimes we feel like we have some control, which we never really have anyway. It's a false sense of security. So what we want to do is we either choose to give something up or we don't. Now our burning bowl ceremony, whatever we choose to give up, doesn't just willy-nilly take it away. What it does do is it begins to raise our consciousness. So if we feel fear, or if we're giving up an addiction of some kind, that when those thoughts come to mind, they come much more quickly because our consciousness has been raised. Oh, I gave that away, and here I am thinking about it again. And so we just give it up again and again and again. It is a process. Life is not a goal. As much as we set intentions, have you realized that once you set an intention, you just, if it happens, you just stop thinking about it and maybe don't even take time to celebrate the manifestation? That's the issue with setting goals. We set a goal, but then when we reach that goal, some people think, well, there's nothing else to go for, and some people don't even recognize that they've achieved their goal, which is pretty sad, isn't it? So what we're doing this morning in releasing is we are saying to ourselves, yes, this is what I'm releasing. It doesn't mean it's never going to come into my thought processes again. But I am going to be aware of when those thoughts are there so I can release and let go and release and let go. And it doesn't matter what you're releasing and letting go of. The process is always the same. I let go of what no longer serves, so I'm creating a space for the new, for these magnificent desires that I hold. There is another poet that I love. He too is a Sufi poet, Rumi, whom you all heard of. And this is what he says. There is a place where words are born of silence, a place where the whispers of the hearts arise. Think of that, in the silence where the whisper of the heart arises. Some of us may call that the still small voice of God. some of us may like we call it the whisper of the heart. What we're going to do now is we're going to move into the silence. And we're going to be in the present moment, listening only to our heart. What is our heart telling us that is our greatest desire? What is our heart telling us that we need to let go of so that that desire can begin to manifest? So if you will join me, please, in the silence. What is my heart whispering to me? What is that still small voice saying? Release, release, so that your heart's desire can be yours. And when you're ready, when your heart has whispered to you, you may open your eyes and join back into this presence here and now. And while Anton plays his music, I'm going to read the affirmation that is Unity's affirmation for the burning bowl. Letting go feels good and immediately lightens my spirit. I release old burdens that weigh me down. I let go of feelings that bind me to the past. I feel healed in my mind, body, and soul. I am ready to move forward with a light and peaceful heart. I am ready to move forward with a light, peaceful heart. Now is time where you have been given, are being given, a little piece of paper that looks like this. It's called flash paper. And you've also been given your writing tablet. And just put your paper on your tablet. You need to hold it a little bit tightly. And in front of you or in your purse or pocket, you will find a pen. And you can write what you choose to release on your paper.
Interviewing on. That's good.
Okay.
You should certainly write more than one thing, and if you really need another one, we have more.
I guess the easy answer to that was
Yes. The universe always says yes. As we move through the ceremony this morning, the ushers are going to guide us. Ushers, let's start with this side of the room, coming up through this aisle, and then going back through that aisle, and then coming to this side of the room, going to the back of the room, and again coming up this aisle and moving back. And then Ken is going to talk about how to release your flash paper into the flame. And please watch carefully, because it can be scary when you see it, but there is nothing to fear. And there is no ash, there's nothing. You are just releasing this to the universe so it is transmuted into something powerful to assist you in your next steps. So Ken, would you please release something into that flame?
Thank you. We don't fold them. Keep them open for yourself. And then what you do is you want to light a corner and let go at the same time. So just put it in and drop it, and it just ignites. Should we see it again? Now, you see it stuck to my finger that time, and when I pulled my finger away, it wanted to follow me. And that's the biggest thing, is not letting it go.
The feeling is, when you light, it's like, I'm going to hold it back. There's nothing to hold. The minute it touches the flame, it's just gone. So just know that you're not going to injure yourself, and just let it go. Okay? Ushers, please. And just hold the intention for each person as he or she drops their release into the bowl. I claim for you that you are free and unlimited.
And let's just continue around.
You've dropped your release into the flame and return to your chair. Take a minute to feel. Feel what you are feeling. Notice what you are feeling.
That's not working.
Remember last week when we spoke of how sometimes we go through a ritual or a ceremony and we don't take the time to feel what it's done for us. Give yourself the gift of the time right now to feel the release. always so grateful when we do something like this, that Anton plays the beautiful background music, because it just seems to make it more sacred. So as Anton is filling out his release, and as each of us is really resting with what we're feeling, following the release, let us also consider how nature abhors a void. And so the minute we've released something, there is space. And we don't want to fill up the space fast, like, oh my gosh, I've got to fill up the space. But what we do want to do is perhaps create a little affirmation for myself. Something like, I use this time and this space to claim what I want for my next step on my spiritual path. That way you're just not leaving an openness, because when we just leave that openness without doing something, claiming something, those old thoughts just come back in, even without us recognizing it. And so just a little affirmation for yourself that you're using this space, this time, to begin to consider what you want to claim for yourself next week in our white stone ceremony, which is the time that you will claim a new attribute or a new name for yourself that you choose to carry into the next month, the next year, of who you are on your spiritual path. I know that I'm going to be doing this, Ken. I know you'll be doing this, and then next week you'll have a white stone in which to write your new claim, so that you'll have it always as a reminder. So I am grateful for days like today. I love ceremony. I love ritual. And I thank you for participating. I thank you for doing things consciously. One of the things that we can be so grateful for in our spiritual community is how we have raised in our consciousness. We are growing, and it is such a gift. So have a beautiful New Year week, and next Sunday we will have our White Stone ceremony. Thank you. And now it's offering.
Thank you, Carolyn. And thank you for leading us through that ceremony. Often at the end of the year, it's always a blessing to find those things we'd like to let go of, just like our clothes. I now ask the ushers to come forward as we hold our offering in our hands, and let's think about this as a new beginning of our prosperity. For it is truly through the way we give is the way we receive. So we give with great gratitude as we receive. And let's bless our offerings together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Abundance.
We don't give up every day in the new year. There are some days that we want to keep in our lives. Should all acquaintance be forgotten and never brought to mind? Should all acquaintance be forgotten and all not refined? For all my time, my joy, for all my soul, we'll talk about kindness yet. For all my time, we tore heaven above the praise, and for the going spread, all we wondered when we For all that is right, we'll tap a cup of kindness yet. For all that is right, and there's a hand my trusty feet, and here's a hand of rain, and we'll tap a right good with you all, and all that is right. For all that is right, my joy, for all that is right, we'll tap a cup of kindness yet. For all that is right, for all that is right, my joy, for all that is right, we'll tap a cup of kindness yet. For all that is right. Never forget our big friends. I love our friends.
You guys so often bring tears. For all that is offered to this beautiful spiritual community, I say thank you. Thank you for the beautiful music. Thank you for your beautiful souls, all of you who join us from afar or here. Thank you for offering your talent, your time, and your treasure. You are a gift beyond gifts. And as I accept these offerings this morning, given with great love and great gratitude to Unity Church in Reading, I do so with a grateful and a loving heart. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, each of you. I am so glad I have people to remind me about what to do. I just get up in the ethers or something. Oh, like I've had someone this morning tell me how important it is how I sit when I'm sitting up here, and my mask off, and my thing, what you call this, my microphone. I just am grateful for all of you who keep me on track. Who knows what we'd be if I didn't have helpers. I really am so grateful for all of the volunteers that serve our community. We are a volunteer-run church, and without you, we would not be in existence the way we are. So thank each of you who come to serve so willingly during the week and on Sundays. And thank each of you for wearing your masks. I know that it's not fun. I know that it just begins to feel somewhat constraining. But we have worked very, very hard in our community here to serve as models, to show that we want to protect not only ourselves, but other people, and how important that is. And I appreciate when you do that. If you have a health issue which prohibits you wearing a mask, just let me know. Otherwise, I anticipate that you will wear them. You can get shields. I don't know if you can buy them in places like pharmacies, but you can get them online. And it gives you much more breathing space, and they aren't quite as protective, but it's fine if you choose to wear a shield here. But I do thank you. I do appreciate. And that's all I need to say. You're aware of all of this too. The church office will be open from 10 to 4, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. We're back on to our regular schedule. You can see either Ken or me before or after service for prayer. And if you'd like to come in during the week for prayer, that would be great. You can use the call-in number, which is in the e-news, the e-blast, and on our board out in the hallway. We will be having noon meditation again this week, noon to 12:20, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Please check the bulletin board if you're interested in our 12-step programs that are offered here at the church. Lori Euler's class, The Way of Heart, begins on January 6th and will continue for the first and third Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. throughout 2022. Lori, would you like to say something?
Just hope you join us, and even if you don't know that it is something that you want, come to the first class. See how you feel. And we'd love to have you come and join us.
Thank you, Lori. The book is The Way of Heart. The book is The Way of Mastery, and the subtitle is The Way of Heart. There's going to be an Android phone class on January 11th at 9:30 in the morning. If you're interested in taking a class to just learn a bit more about how to use your cell phone, talk to Ken. It will be a class that's offered virtually, but he will be here being the facilitator in our sanctuary. So that's January 11th at 9:30 a.m. We're having our new membership class on January 16th. It's an hour-and-a-half class, and it'll be after church. And then on January 30th, we're going to, January 30th actually to February 13th, we'll have a 1-hour class after church on leadership. And whether you want to serve in a leadership role in our church or not, that would be like being sound or being an usher or being on the board, being a prayer chaplain. It's a really valuable class to take. If you have no desire to serve in a leadership role, it will be a class that empowers you just in terms of your ability to recognize the skills that you do have. So I encourage you to take that class, January 20th to February 13th. Next Sunday is our White Stone ceremony, and it too will be a ritual. Ken will be leading that next week. My kids who are from Cambodia are leaving next weekend from San Francisco and asked if I would come down to say goodbye. And I had to say yes, of course I would. So I will not be here next Sunday, but Ken will be here and leading the service. We will not be having our after-church discussion group that is on a video that we show until the middle of February, because we have the new members class, then we have the leadership class, and then in the middle of February we'll start again having an after-church discussion. So if you like to stay after church and have a sense of community, please just come to one of the classes. They really are amazingly uplifting because you're aware of the wisdom that each of us has, and that's very empowering. So does anybody else have anything that we want to announce?
The classes, the Course of Miracles and Course of Love are both.
Yes, they are on this week. Course of Miracles is on Thursdays at 10 here in the sanctuary, and Course of Love is either in the sanctuary or the children's room.
Wherever it's warmer.
At 10 o'clock on Wednesday mornings. So thank you, and let us now stand for our peace song and our prayer for protection.
Peace.
God surrounds us.
We are the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We embrace that power.
The presence of God watches over us.
We live our lives in God's presence.
Wherever we are, God is.
Have a beautiful, beautiful week, and we'll see you next Sunday for White Stone.